Not to say that there isn't anything to either player's building, because I will say Nell is one of those players who has a really good understanding of volatility and how to use it to her advantage, but even so, I mean, she just is so technical that it is her greatest strength. Okay, Variety Bear immediately gets the L-Saw. Curious to see where he places this. Okay. When you get an L-Saw early, you know, there are a lot of paths you can go for. You can go for the volatile setup. You know, you can go for that perfect L-Saw. You can go for the perfect L-Saw slide jump. Both of those volatile enough that even on top players you can occasionally score. I think it was good of Variety Bear to not play something of that level of difficulty and volatility early on against a player like Nell. Because that's an environment where she just thrives. We'll see if that strategy continues. I think against a player like Nell, the best way to go about doing things is just to try and keep things easy enough to score for as long as you can and build up a more long-term advantage. Okay, looks like both players wanted the exact same thing there. As soon as those items came up in the box, they had the same idea. Okay, Variety Bear does get the timing. I think, is that timing? I can't tell how tight that is. You have a little bit of slow crawling on the way out, but I don't know if that's enough to make it difficult. Okay. Cannons? I think Nell has the right idea here. She wants to do a cannon bait. Opts not to in the end. I will say, cannon baits can be exceptionally strong. It's one of the easiest ways to counter build. If you notice that your opponent is rough around the edges with a certain type of setup, you can, more often than not, you can just place a cannon bait there, and that alone is enough to make the setup difficult for them and turn a slight difference in ability into a real advantage. So, I mean, I understand if Nell doesn't want to place that, you know. Look, when you're against someone like Variety Bear, I think you need to wait until you have a real clear-cut advantage before you really start trying to push it. Nell taking your time, getting through cleanly. Nice, getting through. Oh, okay, Nell immediately recognized the black hole. She knows who she's up against. Half of me expects her to just get rid of this black hole altogether. It's just such an advantageous thing for Variety Bear. Nobody does it like he does when it comes to black holes. Okay. Now, I can't speak to Nell's strength. I can't personally speak to Nell's strength when it comes to black holes. It is entirely possible that she's just a different beast. Wow. Whoa, okay, that's gonna be... What is the play? Okay, I think that this is heavily advantaged towards Variety Bear right now. But we'll see. I mean, that is so precise. The timing of that has got to be ridiculous. Might even be a super jump? I mean, honestly, it might even be impossible. It's so hard to tell with these setups. I don't think so. I think this is possible. Yeah, Nell coming really close. Variety Bear as well. They're starting to get a grip on it. This could be one of those situations where the first player to adapt and get through it is going to get the point here. I mean, I think that'll probably set the pace of the match. This is difficult. This is really difficult. I mean, it's kind of like what I was talking about last round with Terry jumps, where it's one of those setups that gets difficult in tournament because you need to be willing to commit. Something that's so scary when, you know, your tournament life is on the line. But you need to be willing to hard commit to that input if you want it to be possible in the first place. Okay, and Nell does not want anything to do with that. Very understandable. Wow. Variety Bear, okay, I like that. Variety Bear didn't need to do that with a precise jump height. He could have just done the cannon bait. Oh, wait, Nell gets through? Okay, this black hole that she placed, going to be the death of her. Question is, did Variety Bear see how Nell went about doing this? That is a beautiful arrow. What is this? Wow, great bailout by Variety Bear. Is this even still possible? It is! What an insane level of presence of mind for Variety Bear to be able to find that bailout in such a tense situation. I mean, there's a very good chance now that that's gonna be a point. I mean, Nell did demonstrate that she's fully capable of getting through this setup. But will she is an entirely different question altogether. One more life, Nell. Time is ticking. Nell, another one of those phenomenal speedrunners. Okay, it's completely possible. She needs to get it now, and she does. Okay, 6 seconds on the clock, just enough time to make it through. You're gonna need to be quick. One mistake is all it takes to end this. Can you get into the cannon? Nell can get the post-mortem to stay alive. Unbelievable. I am getting flashbacks to BCS. I need to check my calendar. Is the year 2021? What a clutch from Nell. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words. I think that's probably the greatest clutch I've ever seen. I think that is probably the greatest clutch I have ever seen. No way. The post-mortem. Not only did Nell get the post-mortem through the cannon, she got a post-mortem before she hit the cannon, and that post-mortem hit her into it. I have never seen a buzzer beater that close before. I can't believe it. I mean, how do you even go back to just playing after something like that happens? That is the clutch of the century. And Nell gets through again. This black hole is ridiculous. What is what is this? I see it. You have to go over the top one, then under the other one to the right. This is the type of thing that heavily favors Variety Bear. But I don't know, I've said that about all the black holes so far, and Nell has found a way. Wow, okay, both players dying that same death, going a little bit too far. Here's the timing. Nell finds it, Variety Bear can't. One more life for Variety Bear. I mean, these black holes are a little bit ridiculous. We'll see if Nell can score on it. Still, she has one more life. The time's ticking. Variety Bear gets through. Wait a minute. This black hole. Okay, one more chance. Nell cannot find it yet. This is a scary position to be in for both players. You know, as much as maybe Variety Bear does have an advantage with those type of black holes, it's such a volatile setup that, like, as good as you feel about it, this is a pivotal point in the match. You know, even if it's to your advantage, there's still a pretty good chance that your opponent scores. Now the question is going to be getting through these black holes normally. Wow, Nell coming close. Doesn't have enough momentum. I don't know if it's even possible to get enough momentum to go through there. Wow, wait. Okay. The real question is, Nell is a top player. She probably knows that in a situation like that, you need to turn on all cameras so you can see how your opponent goes about doing this. But I feel like the way Variety Bear is going for it is for sure the optimal method. Almost gets it. Can't find it. Okay, wait, no, Nell didn't see the method. Variety Bear not so sure it's even possible in the first place, by the looks of it. I mean, if anyone has the authority, you know, whether or not a black hole is possible, it's gotta be this guy. Let's see it. Unbelievably close. I honestly do think that's possible. I think Variety Bear's been getting so close with it, just a slight adjustment in that first jump might be enough to get you through. Because he's landing so far to the right, which doesn't give him as much time to get to full speed. But I think it's going to be bombed here regardless. Wow, whoa, no way. Does Variety Bear have those? No way. Okay, yeah, and Nell wants nothing to do with it. Definitely can understand. I almost wanted Nell to keep it. I want to see if Variety Bear genuinely has those. I don't think I've ever seen those in tournament. Wow, Nell comes so close. What a crazy way to die, though. I mean, she's been really consistent getting through to that section of the map so far. She has enough attempts at this that I don't know. Yeah, okay, that's not going to be enough to do it. Nell still hanging on. Now, from my perspective, if I'm Variety Bear, I feel good about the black holes. You know, finding an advantage through the black holes is most likely his win condition, but I think he needs to place some difficulty earlier on in the map. Don't give Nell the opportunity to adapt. Okay, Variety Bear wants to place near the end. Whoa. Okay, these wires could be amazing. Wow, Variety Bear getting through. Nell as well, both of them so clean with their jump height. Let's see, this black hole is probably going to be the thing that makes or breaks this set. Oh my gosh, I looked away, I had TO duties for just a second, I looked away. Variety Bear respawns! Variety Bear respawned, but that RSO was going to push him into the flag. That would have been a post-mortem. He didn't realize he had the point. Even so, Nell not gonna make it through that black hole. Variety Bear still has a chance. He's shown he knows how to get through, but that is devastating. Wow. Unbelievable. That mistake is not gonna cost Variety Bear this set. But Nell makes it through. There's only so much time left. I think she's probably gonna have enough. The pressure is on. 9, 8 seconds. Are we gonna get another buzzer beater? Nell get this squeeze immediately. She does. And Nell clutches up again. We are going into the last round. Variety, it feels to me like Variety Bear has the advantage, but it's not so large that it can't be overcome. Oh my gosh, no way. Wow. I am consistently impressed with Variety Bear's ability to find a good black hole placement. There's always something. There's always something good that can get him an advantage. You know, he might not have that fully developed skill when it comes to strategic building, but when it comes to just the sheer ability to find something good, he is up there, man. He is up there. Wow. Oh my gosh. Fourth. Doesn't quite force the super jump. Okay, you can just go for a regular jump there. Nell finds it. This is tricky. Both of them, okay. This last black hole is the one thing standing between Variety Bear, Nell, and a tiebreaker. Unbelievable. I gotta say, the frequency that we've been getting black holes in the box is kind of insane, no? Alright. What a set. Tiebreaker. I mean, in any other situation, I'd be sitting here telling you Variety Bear is the last player in the world that you want to go to time against. Because if it's a pure contest of speed, I think there's a very clear argument that he's the best speedrunner in the world right now. But Nell herself is no slouch. She is good enough at speedrunning that I don't think Variety Bear can win this through a sheer difference in speed. I just don't think that's going to be enough. I think this is going to come down to who can get it consistently through to the first round. Okay, good choice by Variety Bear. That cannon has been slowing him down. Nell has no problem hitting that buffer out of the cannon shot. Variety Bear has been struggling with it quite a bit. Nell, first life down. Okay, wait. How does that black hole work? That's the real question here. It's so difficult. When you have cannons and black holes together, it can be so difficult to figure out what the right method. I think Variety Bear found it. He's going for the backwards wall jump out of it. He gets the slide off, but he's just a little bit too low. Unbelievable adaptation from Variety Bear. One thing worth considering, I think Nell is almost forced to bomb that black hole. Variety Bear's had the opportunity to practice with it. Nell hasn't. If she doesn't bomb that black hole in some way or another, she is at a massive disadvantage. She's not going to go for it. And now, okay. This is it. I think this is the round that decides the set. And wow, okay, wait. Wait a minute. This is gonna be a race to the finish. Neck and neck, both players. Nell slightly ahead, Variety Bear. Both players missed the squeeze. Again, both players missed the squeeze. Variety Bear gets it first. He has the advantage. That's going to be it for Variety Bear. In a contest of speed, he is second to none. Unbelievable set. One of the best sets I've seen in recent memory. Hats off to both players. Unbelievable. Good stuff, Variety Bear. Moving on.